Well, greetings subscribers, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to the vlog, and today we're working on installing my floor winch. And yeah, to be honest, it's not necessarily a floor winch. This is a UTV power sport winch that I got at Harbor Freight. And as many of you know, I posted some photos back in the day that I got this during their Black Friday sale, and I think it was originally $299 or $329 for the 5,000 pound, and I only paid $109. They were just giving the place away. So yeah, I picked it up specifically for pulling vehicles into the garage and up on my wildfire lift. So yeah, I don't have that bad of a pitch on my driveway, but you know, the one time that I needed to use that piece of crap, which was a little come along winch, um, yeah, I said, you know what, I'm going to buy one. I'm going to install it on the floor, and you know, it's going to pay for itself the one time I need to get you know, a car that's not running, you know, up into the garage. So just to kind of go over a few things. Yeah, this is a Badland ZXR5000. You know, with a roller, I doubt I'm even pulling 1,000 pounds, you know, if that, because again, I can roll this thing up into the garage. It's just getting it to the top of the garage, and that extra that extra 4 inches up on the ramps is what's pretty tough. So this is the kind of finished product after I did some tweaking with this, and actually not too much. So the Badland 5000, I used the mounting plate that it came with, and also the, you know, cable holder that came with. And then Northern Tool actually had one of these adjustable boat trailer winch adapters, and so this was only like $49 shipped free, and when I ordered it, it was literally delivered the next day. So I can't really complain. And this is adjustable. It's got this little wing nut on it, and I think it's got like 3 or 4 holes to raise that all the way up to like 19 inches. I'm keeping it down low at its lowest point, and yeah, I really didn't have to modify it that much. I've got some mounting holes that I drilled here on the front and the back. I was also going to put some on the side, but I was hitting the weld, so I just you know, went with those. And then I'm going to keep it lowest position. And the idea was, yeah, I'm going to drill the floor, get this mounted and countersunk in, and then if need be, what I'll probably do is try to center this by the cabinets. So if I do detach the top part and the wiring and the winch, then I can just leave this bottom base part. And then also, if I want to lower this at all I need to do is cut equal amounts off of this tube and the inside, you know, sleeve part, and I can lower it down. But I actually, you know, prefer this to be basically like this, and it's going to be about perfect distance for the front of the Challenger and basically any other car. And also, one of the problems people have pulling something all the way out from the street is, you know, if this thing is mounted flat on the ground, then you're going to have to put a wheel or some kind of little adapter when you get to the edge of your driveway, because that angle is going to cause a problem where your cable's going to, you know, scrape onto the concrete. So raised up, that should eliminate that. And also, when the lift is all the way down in its lowest spot, you know, it's still a little bit up off the ground. You still got like 4.5 inches or whatever to contend with. So this will still keep that nice and level and even with whatever jack point that I'm on. So a couple things here that I bought. And I think a combination of Home Depot and Lowe's. So I got the what were they? Picked up these drop-ins. So these are the redhead 1/2 inch, yeah, 2 inch deep. So 1/2 inch by 2 inch. So I'll show you what these look like. So these are, you know, pretty standard drop-ins, and I think these had a pull-out strength of 30,000. I think it was like 30,000, and then a shear strength of like 20,000, something like that. So I'm not concerned about these getting pulled out. And then I picked up a couple varieties depending on how that bolt was going to sit. I picked up like I had some 1 inch already. Picked up 1 inch, 1.5s, and 2s. So we'll see how that plays out. And again, the pull and kind of shear pressures and loads that I'm really concerned about. I mean, this thing's well braced, and same thing. I think this was, trying to remember, it was something like, they've got very strange ratings on it. It was like 3,000 pounds, but it can pull double that, which I don't know why they just don't call it 6,000. But yeah, it should be, again, as a roller. This thing does not weigh that much, and it's really just getting it up that ramp. So up next, I'll probably piece in the video that I already tested out, with the battery and all of the cabling. I did all that wiring up. So and I think I'm probably going to leave it kind of just like this for the most part. I can leave it mounted as is, and a car's not going to hit it. Or the idea is I can either detach this little wing nut, pull that out. Again, it would leave like this little stump, which shouldn't hit that either. And either just pull this out, put it in the cabinet along with the wiring, and I also might get a little AC to DC inverter and put it inside this cabinet too, so it'll be ready to go. I mean, ideally I wanted to put it inside these cabinets so I could just have it mounted to the floor, but when I looked at that a little bit further, it was going to be too much of a hassle. And I also want to be able to pick this up, and I'm going to probably put 4 more drop-ins over on this side if I ever clean anything up, in case I need to pull like the Nash in and out, or if I have another vehicle over here, I could do basically the same thing. So anyway, I'll piece in the test video on the electronics after this, and then we'll maybe get some time lapse, just drilling out everything and getting it mounted. Then after that, yeah, we're gonna try to pull the car up on the ramp. So as always, stay tuned. All right, subscribers. Well, here it is, the Badlands ZXR5000, and we've got it cabled up in the living room, and I've got it mounted onto the boat winch stand. So just finished up all of this electrical wiring, and we're going to give it a test run. Now, power-wise, I was going to hook it up to this Hulkman, but because of the circuitry on this, if you use the jumper cables, you can never use this as a regular 12-volt power source. So I had to actually drag the battery in from the Challenger, and yep, there's my little makeshift connections. And yeah, I've got the hand control here, and this is probably all I'm ever going to use. It comes with a dash mount switch, but I don't see a need for it. So here we go. Wish me luck. All right, that's in and out. So that's good. And then here's your little dial for engagement and free spool. So you can move that down to free spool, and then just pull this out. So yeah, that's good news, as expected. Yeah, so next we're going to get this in the garage. I'll get the anchors drilled out in the concrete, and we'll get it mounted. And then after that, we're going to try pulling the Challenger out from the street and up and onto the wildfire lift. So stay tuned and wish me luck. All right, well, that was more of a pain in the butt than I originally imagined, because yeah, I didn't have very much play on these bolts. So, oh, actually, that one looks like it's a little loose. Yeah, I didn't have much play, so those anchors were like where they were, and couldn't really slide that around that much, so I had to make some adjustments on this one. Pretty good. After it was said and done, probably should have moved this maybe in an inch or so up, so that when this part is detached, then I could still open the cabinets. So I thought about that, but I also knew that I would probably end up leaving it mounted, and it was going to be really close to the front of the car, so I didn't want to pull car in like Lambo and end up running it into the front here. So I would prefer just to use this, uninstall it, put it away in this cabinet along with a battery or a converter, or something along with all the cabling, and then just put the bolts back in, cover those up, and pull it back out when I need it. And also, I got a friend up the street. He's got a really, really steep driveway, and I told him, well, if you mount the bolts and get the anchors in your floor, I'm happy to bring this over, hook it up to a battery, and we'll pull your car up. So saves me towing it up the street and having him just run at it to get it up in his driveway. So anyway, looks good, and we'll give it a test. Stay tuned. All right, so here's going to be the test. I've got the Y strap for the Corvette onto the Challenger. I've towed it this way before, so it's got some really nice frame support mounts. And we got the slack out on this. I've got it hooked up to the battery. I've got the handheld, and we're going to probably first just push the car back a little bit and pull it forward. Make sure that this thing is not moving. It's got a little bit of play just because of that adjuster, but what I might do is drill this out, like either cross drill it or something, and then just crank it down, because I'm never going to raise that or lower it. And also, since it still hits the cabinets, it's either going to be in the floor or not in the floor and in the cabinet. So we'll go that route. And yeah, I think I'll do a test run, and then I'll film the second one. I mean, just in case something bad happens. I don't want to be sitting here one-handed, holding the camera. So be right back. All right, first test. So far, so good. Got the car about halfway in and out of the garage. So back end's kind of on the slope, and the front end's still pretty free moving. And this thing didn't look like it really struggled or moved at all. So I got the hand control, and yep, here we go. We'll let's get this get the slack off. All right, brake off. So yeah, that's brake off. Slack's good, and yeah, here you go. Yeah, no problem whatsoever. All right, so I think the next test will be car down, like pretty much in the driveway. We'll see where this where the cable hits, and hopefully it should be perfect. I mean, I'm very pleased so far. So be right back. All right, well, sorry about the sunlight, but yeah, this is the next test. So got at least pretty much engaged on the slope of the driveway, and I've got the slack out. So this is what I was talking about with that thing at that height. Look how the cable's not even touching driveway. Otherwise, yeah, some people have had some problems with the cable hitting like right here, where the angle of the driveway is. But yeah, so far so good. This will be the next test. I mean, really going to be watching this mount just to make sure everything's fine. But yeah, look at that. That's awesome. All right, so let's break off. Okay. Look at this. Perfect. Yeah, so yeah, I feel pretty confident, other than duty cycle, that this thing's not going to have any problem whatsoever. Especially this car's definitely heavier than any of the others. So yeah, down at the gutter. I mean, I have no problem getting the car like at least into the past the gutter, front wheels up onto the driveway, and the back wheels sitting in the gutter. And other than that, I mean, we could probably test that next. But yeah, I'm gonna call this one a success and just leave it at that. So again, this is a Badland ZXR5000 available at Harbor Freight. I have no idea what the prices are now, but again, it was like $299 or $329 or something like that on sale for $109 when I bought it. And then that is a boat winch mount, and it's available at Northern Tool, and I paid like $49 back, again, Black Friday, shipped for free, and it came overnight. So everything else is included as far as the winch mount, the cable, adjuster, detangler, whatever you call it, and yeah, there you go. And then the only other thing you would need is just a battery or a 12-volt power supply, and you're good to go. So yeah, I'm gonna call this one a success, and hopefully, I might throw another video of just getting it up onto the wildfire lift, because that extra little 4 inches might make a difference, but we'll see. I mean, this thing was not struggling whatsoever, and I saw no movement on that mount either, so I think we're pretty good. So thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.